are here with an absolute Arsenal legend, Manuel Eboué.
When I saw Arsene Wenger in the office, I was shaking because I said, "Wow, Pires was playing on my side, Ruben Pires, so it was fast." I said, "Okay, you." Today, I said to Lauren, I said, "You, I will take your place." He said to me, "Are you sure?" I said, "Look, me, I was scared of Nes Lemon." This guy
really scary.
Yeah. This guy was very scared of him because he's a very serious guy, you know.
Yeah. Was that the game that day when you had that bad performance?
Yes, already. Me personally, I knew that today is not my day. He made the
took you off at half, which is something he didn't do that a lot.
I look at him when I turn around, I saw the fans. Nobody, even my teammate, came to support me. It was only Adebayo.
Yes, people, welcome back to AFTV. That is the Eboué interview on the A-list. One was out in Sierra Leone. Good vibes, good energy. The sun was shining, unlike here in the UK, it's freezing right now. But yeah, it was a good time. Me and Robbie on the A-list, and it's all out on the channel now. Make sure you go check it out. I'm joined by Curtis. It's the Cecil show. It's the live. We're back. We're still on trial.
Still on trial, 6-week trial.
6-week trial, but the first trial, our touches were good. The manager likes us. We got good feedback, so we're back here for another week. We'll make sure we finish bang on, or just before 8, maybe. It might be a few minutes before, because obviously there's a game, Champions League game, whether anyone's interested, but the Real Madrid City game. But I definitely want to be watching that. So we'll close off towards the end. Close up close to 8 o'clock. But we've got a lot to talk about. A lot is broken. Firstly, let me just start. I like to start with some jokes, but we got a new signing, you know. In Dubai, they made a signing. Who we're linked to. They're saying this is it. This could save our season.
Who we getting? El Neni? See how I knew that? See how I knew already? Oh, we're a family, guys. I'm glad to see my family again, brother.
We're shameless.
I'm telling you, man. Listen, it wouldn't surprise me, though. It wouldn't surprise me get a free transfer from Dubai. You know what I'm saying?
Well, El Neni, could you come back? You know, just go in.
Neni, man, playing that false 9 role for us. You know what I mean?
Bro,
I'm telling you, I'm stretching at the moment. I'm thinking, yo, man can nick a move right now.
Bro, honestly, I was at the Dubai trip, and obviously we're going to talk about the Dubai trip because obviously the boys fly back tomorrow. But I just saw El Neni. There's a big him up, but I just thought, bloody hell, any way we could get him back? Like you said, stick him in the 9. Can he be scoring getting some El Neni booms going off? Not those.
By the way. Breaking news 1 minute ago. I don't know if production can pull this up, but I'm hearing Havertz injured, certified.
Yeah. Was that true? Listen, I watched your stream. And people online were saying, why are you not talking about the injury? Why are you not talking about
hamstring? No, we need that up. This is breaking news, people. We got no strikers.
Is it legit? No,
it's
wait.
Legit. Sammy Mockbell. Yo, I'm going for a jog. I'm telling you, I'm on the bench at Leicester. I'm going for a jog.
Because I heard people talking about it, but I said that can't be true. We're going to talk about many things in this live. But if that, I'm searching now. If that is the case, oh my God. Well, let's dissect it. Havertz. Let's start with actually, because I like to start with laughs. I enjoy having a little handle. They've called Declan Rice the horse. Now I've seen. Let's dissect this one first. Yeah. Why? What nickname? Like, where do you think that one come from? Is it the way he gallops? Maybe it's his galloping. I don't know. But the horse is crazy. I had nicknames in football. I never got compared to animals. I know Havertz starts the donkey. I heard on your stream you said Trossard's the panda, which I never clocked until watching your stream today that people call him that.
Well, that's a joke from myself, you know, because he always looks tired.
Oh, he does this.
I call him Kung Fu Panda, innit, with the panda eyes. So we got a horse, a donkey, and we got a panda. Oh, look at this.
Oh my God, it's not a joke.
These man went warm weather training and still got injured.
Hold on, wait a second. Now, big up production, because they did this.
Big up production.
Sammy Mockbell, obviously, he's a trusted source when it comes to information and news. Exclusive says Arsenal striker Kai Havertz suffers worrying muscular injury. Scare on the club's winter training. Bruv, you're in the heat, cuz, in Dubai. Sources indicating the issue is hamstring related, but full diagnosis unconfirmed. Players and staff returning from UAE today. Well, that's the breaking news. We got to run with this. Is it?
Wow, that's it. Bro, like.
Well, I mean What do you say? What do
So
you
what's
think?
our front three now is Sterling on the left, Waneri on the right, and Trossard false 9 with no attacking substitutes.
I'm
None.
laughing. I shouldn't be laughing. This is fun. I'm laughing. I shouldn't be laughing. And because Leicester, listen, albeit I'm doing previews tomorrow for Leicester. I was quite confident, you know, maybe should have a comfortable win. No, wait, Sterling, Trossard, and who? Ethan. This is mental. This is mental.
But bro, all we gotta say, bro, the ownership.
Yeah, do you know what?
Leicester's out here starving.
And I've tried not even, when I say backed, I've just kind of been like, do you know, it's partly Arteta's fault as well, because he could have, he could have signed a striker, he could have covered. Even when was gonna do a section in this live stream about like when he was looking at Havertz, I want to know why. Like, was anyone linked to him? I think there was one club linked to him, but no one really was saying go get Havertz. Was it an opportunity like the Trossard deal, like the Sterling deal? There was a fallout, or player wasn't getting enough. We can get an opportunity. It didn't feel like that. It felt like he was, you know, Mikel Arteta's guy, and we've seen that anyway with the way how much he plays and whatnot. So I was going to talk about the whole, you know, why we end up bringing Havertz to Arsenal, but now we've got to talk about his injury, and I'm scrambling here. You have to look at the owners. You have to look at the whole. It is the owners is a big part to play, but I'm telling you the whole like signing of players, the whole team, whether it's Richard Garlics, whoever this Aito, whatever guy, all of these are incompetent. And the fact now that we have 3 attacks that are fit and available. I'm gobsmacked.
Bro, this is beyond embarrassing for a big football club. We're in a title race, bro. It's not like we're mid-table and you know, how are we turning up on match day and we've got Tierney, we've got Zinchenko, Calafiori, Kivior. We potentially got like 4 left backs on the bench if Lewis Skelly starts. But we ain't got a striker, bro. We haven't got a striker, and these man didn't address it in a full 30 days. And I made a video about this. I said, listen, in my opinion, they had no intention of signing anyone in January. That's why they never replaced Edu. They said to Jason Ato, just keep it ticking over. We ain't doing nothing till the summer. Even after the Saka injury, I think they said, no, we got enough. Sterling can play right. Waneri can play right. Then Jesus gets injured. I'm laughing at this, by the way. Me and you, bro, I'll tell you, we have to sign for them. And then, and they still don't do anything. And the loan market was wide open at the end of the day. I watched the Villa game the other day. They're bringing on Rashford, Asensio. You know, Tell scores for Tottenham. So I don't think any Arsenal fan will be... Listen, Havertz, whether you rate Havertz or not, I've made my feelings clear on him. The guy plays every week. It was inevitable. He's going to get injured at some stage. He plays all the time. He plays for Germany, went to the Euros. Now we've got no rotation for him. Arsenal are going to have to look in the mirror with everything that's going on because they haven't prepared properly, bro, unfortunately.
They're going to have to put their hands up. In Arteta's press conference, he's going to have to say, look, we may have... He won't say this, but we may have dropped the ball here when it came to the January window, because this is like, I am in absolute shock. The thing that kills me is you've gone to Dubai, right? You've done open training sessions. The intensity, it's not high on these. I know it is over there. This is supposed to be a rest, by the way. How are you? What have you injured? Coming off the plane, or if you've done it in train, what are you, man, doing? Like, I don't get it. You got to protect, especially the front players. They need to be wrapped in cotton wool. Like, why was supposed to be a trip for rest, not to get injured, brother? You man are coming. I can't believe. I cannot believe that is the thing. A hamstring injury as well. So we don't know the severity of it. Hamstrings can recover quite quickly, but I mean, it's not looking good for this Leicester game. And we kind of just looked at our options there. I mean, Sterling, Trossard, and Ethan. I mean, what other? I honestly, let me read out I've got the bench actually for the Newcastle game, right? So the bench for the Newcastle game when we obviously played them in the cup when we got knocked out. Just so I can give clarity on, like you said, the attacking options, and then we can try and work out who could maybe fill a gap. We're gonna bottom up. So Setford in goal, can't play up front. That ain't gonna work. Zinchenko, I mean, he inverts in the midfield. Don't see him as a striker, but listen, can we make something work there? Jakob Kivior, no go. Kieran Tierney, I've seen him score a banger against West Brom. I mean, top corner in the snow, but I don't know. Looking good. Ethan Nwaneri, he's going to have to be starting. He was on the bench that game. Ricardo Calafiori popped up in big moments of goals. Similar build and shape to Havertz. Wrong. I mean, I'm scraping it. We got Sterling. Sterling's obviously going to probably start. Mikel Merino. I mean, he hasn't really lit the world alight in the midfield. I've still got a bit of hope in him, but can he do a roll up front? Yeah. Can we clip it into him and maybe find some options there when it comes to aerial duels? And then lastly, Jorginho, and I'm sorry, that's a no-go. So right now, we're in a bit of trouble. I'll be honest. I thought we was in trouble before the window closed and we didn't sign him. I thought, this is going to be tough. People thinking about winning the Premier League. I'll be honest. Yeah. I've left that race behind. I said, nah, I'm not going to put too much hope into that one. But now, what can you really hold on to? That Leicester game is looking even more difficult with no attackers bar the front three, which, if I'm honest, I mean, what's their goal tally between them? I think Ethan scored 2. I mean, Sterling's
we're relying on a 17-year-old in his debut season. Sterling, who's hardly kicked a ball, and then you're asking Trossard to play in a role that isn't his natural role. So our whole front three, there's not one of them that is like tried and tested in that position and done it. Sterling would be the obvious one, but we've seen the way that guy's playing. And then what happens? Sterling hasn't been playing. Nwaneri's 17. What happens? You need to take one of them off, which is going to happen. Sterling's not going to be fit. You're bringing on Tierney left wing or Butler Adeji, is it the young lad? You know?
Yeah. And even still, like, Ethan hasn't really played a 90. I think Arteta's been protecting him so much. Now you might have to be forced to give him the whole 90 minutes at this stage. And listen, that may not be an issue to many people, but there was clearly an obvious, protection of Ethan Nwaneri, trying to bleed him in slowly, whether it starts or comes off the bench. But now we're left to bare bones. And I'm sorry, Trossard, Sterling, and Ethan, that is the shortest front line in history.
Yeah, we can't put no high crosses in anymore. Nicholas Jova.
Ray got a goal kick. He's got to be like, yo, Van everyone, yo, come.
No, none of them are even close to 6 foot. Not even close. It's the smallest front three in history, bro. Bro, can I ask you something? A big up all the community locked in, yeah. Honestly, we have to take this in because if you don't laugh, you just go crazy. How can you go warm weather training in Dubai and pull your hamstring? You're not even training properly, bro. You're signing autographs. You take a couple shots, do some PR.
I see them like a beach thing. I saw them, not a beach thing, but I saw them by a pool. I saw a guy, it was on Twitter, just all them taking photos that these men are chilling. How have you pulled a hamstring? How? Bro, you're on break. This is the break. Listen, if the season's running, you're playing games week. I get it. 3 games a week sometimes. If it happens then, it's still not good. We haven't got cover, but I understand. You've gone to Dubai to chill. Brother, you pulled a hamstring. And now we have a front line that don't even touch 6 foot. The man
between them.
Oh my god! No, we could actually get some minutes, Curtis. I actually
think, the other day, right? I was looking at the free agent market.
Yeah.
So there was Ben Yedder, but Ben Yedder's got a dodgy court case. So
yeah.
And I think the other one was Diego Costa, but he's about 37, 38 now.
Yeah,
like, he's in Brazil.
He was stinking out there.
He was stinking. I'm like, I said, bro, I'm actually looking at free agents, bro. When you think about it, Mawani, Rashford, Asensio, Tell, all on loan. Then you got Santiago Jimenez who left.
Yeah.
You got release clause on Gyökeres. You got release clause on Osimhen. You could have got Watkins for 60. And they did nothing. They literally, in my opinion, they wrote the season off. They said, we're going to get top 4. We can't get a summer target in January. We're going to chill. And look, already it's backfired. Already.
This is crazy.
Kvara as well. Yeah, what a player he is.
Well, what they said, yeah, now same old stuff. War chest for summer. We're building for summer. Big spend in summer. I saw your live. I saw the 7 players that they were supposed to bring us this money, but a lot of them are loans. And then some of them are walking off as free in the summer. 3 in the summer. Yeah, their contracts are done. So you're left with 2 players that barely scrape 30 to 40 million. So I don't know where this big money is coming from, if I'm being honest. We were kind of guaranteed not guaranteed top 4 spot, Champions League spot, but we're going to be in the Champions League by the end of the season. So they could have had that money and spent it in January because they know they'll get that money to be back in the Champions League anyway. They decided not to take a risk. And now listen, I thought it was in the mud before this one, and I'm trying to be positive. Havertz now being injured is crazy. That is, and I'm not even the biggest Havertz fan, but blimey, that is nuts. And the guy playing against Wout Faes and Okali as well, like some big solid defenders, and we've got a front line of Ifeanyi, Sterling, and Trossard. It is going to be, I don't know what the game plan is.
The thing is, I would, even with that front three, I would still believe that we can beat Leicester. But it's moving forward. What it is how long is Havertz out for? And I said this, that Arsenal do to you all the time, right? They will starve you of something so much that you start to appreciate what they're offering you. So now, we're all going to be saying, oh, when's Havertz back? We need Havertz back.
They're going to be doing rehab picks.
Rehab picks, you know. So now we're all waiting for Havertz to come back. And now they're putting out pictures of Saka, you know, in the gym, and he's ahead of schedule. Yeah, I don't think any Arsenal fan is surprised. I mean, you saw that scar on his leg. I know there's another picture, but
yeah, you can. If you zoom into the left side of that, you can see the scar.
Heavy scar, man.
It's a big one, and I know. Listen, like I said, I've watched a lot of your streams, and if people that are listening now and watching, Curtis has kind of said that he expects him to be back by April. I was quite, when I first heard of the injury that he had his surgery in December, I said he ain't coming back till the end of the season. He ain't making it by the end. I think the season goes.
You don't think he'll play a game the rest of the season?
I didn't. However, you did. You did a lot of justification of why you think, you know, there's people that had hamstring injuries before and be back within, I don't know, a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, 6 weeks. So there's a possibility there. I just feel like that felt really PR-y. And I'm always one that can kind of side with Arsenal's PR because I'm like, I fall for it at times. But that felt like, oh, look, he is back in. And I've actually got, there was another photo as well that was, he was on grass as well in Dubai. Today as well. So that there's positive signs there. At first, I thought it was very PR because I didn't believe he'd be back in time. I saw the comments as well. And if you go on Arsenal's page and you read the comments, like, this is the photo I've been waiting for. I need this. Yeah. So the club knows it works when they do these little things. But I thought it was too much. I don't know, too far gone of when it comes to a hamstring injury. I didn't think he'd be able to make it back by the end of the season. But right now, I feel like they'll be doing everything in their power to get Saka back as quick as possible. And I know, listen, we always say don't rush injuries. I think some of the comments as well on the post said, listen, don't rush him back. But right now, we're in a stage where, I mean, we get to the Champions League. If we get through the round of 16, we got to push for Saka to be back in some capacity in the knockout stages. And then the league, for me, I think the league's done. But some might say, get Saka back. That's the resurgence or the reinvigoration that you need to kick on. But I don't know, man. You're saying April, mid-April potentially. So let's do it. Give us your thoughts then. Do you think he's going to be back in time? Do you think it will change Arsenal's trajectory?
I mean, listen, it is a serious injury, but he had the operation at the end of December, and I saw that Elise came back after 12 weeks. He had the same injury. Osman Dembele, his was slightly longer. Yeah. So the 3 months would take you to the end of March. I wouldn't be surprised if I think he'll play. Personally, I think he'll play in April because they're so desperate. Yeah. I just think they will. I don't think they should, but when you're attacked,
isn't that more annoying? Sorry, Curtis, cut you there. Like that, you should have signed. Like you're rushing. This is what I'm saying. You're hampering like young players' careers. Yes, and Saka, people can argue he's not as young anymore, but like you're gonna have to force him back in some capacity because we need him. And if you signed people in January, actual viable cover, not a Sterling back in summer loan, but like viable cover, we could let him rest for a little bit, come back to when he's at his best. Now I'm more worried now he comes back, not the Saka of old, because you had to bring him back early. Do you know what I mean?
For me, bro, I think you got to think long term sometimes. We've seen with Jack Wilshere and other players, you try and force them back, you can ruin careers, bro. I think for me, I'd be trying to leave Saka out for as long as possible. There's no Euros, no World Cup in the summer. He could get a real good rest. If we rush him back, and listen, let's be totally honest. At the moment, the season looks ominous for us. So why force him back into a situation if it doesn't look like we're going to win silverware? Unless something crazy happens. If we're in the Champions League semi-final and, we've got Real Madrid and they think, oh, my God, Because the problem you've got, and this is where I'm thinking about it from both angles. You've been a player as well, bro. As soon as you get the okay from that physio, you're gonna want you're gonna want to play. So if that physio says after 12 weeks, listen, man, he's done all his rehab, hamstring looks strong, he can run, he can do this. Saka's gonna be like, come on, I'm ready, I'm fit. Why are you not playing me? Like, so that's a difficult side of it. You know, players want to play when they're fit.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Let me run through some super chats while we're here, and then we'll get into some of the news, because obviously the thumbnail was around, you know, why does everyone hate us? And the people say, you know, that's an interesting title. They're confused by it, but I just feel like with the Super Bowl, the dissing, it kind of wrote itself, this show. So I'm gonna get to why I put that as the title and the thumbnail in a second. But let me go to Anurag with a super chat says Tierney left wing, Calafiori right wing, rise lower. Obviously, that's into news of obviously Kai Havertz being injured. I'll pop that news back up after we've done a super chats as well, just to remind people that have joined us late here. Tierney left wing, Calafiori right wing. It's crazy. Kaiser Franz, says, hey Cecil, tomorrow starts the Biathlon World Championships in Lenzerheide, and I'm so hyped. Can you do a stream tomorrow to the first race, please? Kaiser, I'll be real. I won't be doing that stream, unfortunately, my friend. We have a special guest tomorrow on the live. We have Matt Lucas joining us, so make sure you guys join us at 7 p.m. We've got Matt Lucas, a special guest, big Arsenal fan, and we're going through his thoughts as well, especially on what we've heard today as well about Kai Havertz. True Gunners TV says, simply put, Arsenal hated so much because of our fans talk like we win multiple trophies year in, year out, but make excuses for failure, and our club pretend to be elite, but move like Barnet FC. Yeah, listen, at times I think, you know, we have, some will say I have a part to play in it. I saw someone in the comments before saying about the T-shirt, the Christmas T-shirt. I get it. Sometimes it can be that as well. It can be us. I'm not disputing that. But also, it just feels like we're going to talk about, you know, the celebrations. We're going to talk about everything as well. We're playing Vardy this weekend as well, so there's going to be some housery going on. Yeah. All rights itself this show today, so we'll get to that. But Guapnito says it's not worth it. It's not worth it to rush Saka. We could ruin him. And this is kind of where I'm at right now. This is where I'm at when it comes to, you know, all these injuries, not being able to purchase players in the January window to have viable cover for these positions. You then get in a position where you're rushing people back from injury to then damage them more, which is probably worse. These are your assets as well. As a businessman, the Congress should be thinking, wow, these are like my main assets. I should be, to protect them, go and sign other players to cover them, or find internal solutions, which they gave us. But now the internal solutions are becoming hindrances because they're getting injured as well. Dr. Seymour Butts, Arsenal proctologist, says, math isn't mathing, Cecil. We're at the stage of no depth by design. If the club wrote the season off with no January signings, don't rush Saka. He needs rest. See, is that fair to say, Curtis? Because he's basically saying, listen, they haven't, the ownership or the people above have said, look, we're not going to sign anyone. We're looking at next season. Basically, without saying it, that's basically what they're saying. So surely you wouldn't rush Saka back then. That's what he's alluding to. Why rush him if you kind of you're kind of looking for next season? It would annoy me if that's the case. There's still stuff to compete for this season, in my opinion. Yeah.
No, listen, I agree. Like, they are in this situation by design because that's what the January window, it's like an emergency window. And if you've got a problem, you can fix it quickly. And they ignored it. And like you said, Saka's the face of the club, really.
Yeah.
You know, so imagine you brought him back too quickly and he did his hamstring again. Do you know what I mean? And they've got to think about him and the club long term. You know, it might be short term pain but it's
And again, it's a tough one. Please, Arsenal, don't be silly and take your time with him. I mean, does it depend on where we're at? It probably does. It probably does. Like, if we're still in the Champions League, because like you said, being a player, he's going to be dying to get back out there. Yeah, absolutely dying to get out there. Excuse me. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with him there. Grange Dude says Lucas Perez is also available as a free agent. We're all available as well. Me and Curtis are available for sure. Listen, if they are, then I'll be real. Give me a call. Get me in the training, man. Give me a training. Let me actually go from one one injured player was just talking about, and I'm going to quickly just pop up for the people that have joined this live a little bit late. I'm just going to pop up what kind of just broke today, and then I'm going to go to another injured player that has just been announced. Let me see if I can find the asset that he put up. Here we go. So it's here. So just for people that have joined us late to this live, me and Curtis here. Sammy McBell says Arsenal striker Kai Havertz suffers worrying muscular injury scare on the club's winter training camp in Dubai. Sources indicating the issue is a hamstring related, but full diagnosis unconfirmed. Players and staff returning from UAE today. Oh, so they're coming today. I thought they were coming tomorrow. So they're coming today. So they'll be given a full scan, I'm assuming. So we'll have full news in time for Arteta's press conference, which I'm sure. I mean, it'll probably be Thursday. We'll find out if Havertz is injured. If he is injured, me and Curtis have broke it down. It's Sterling, Ethan Wanyeri, Trossard in the 9, Ethan on the right probably, and Trossard on the left. I mean, not much height there, but you guys can have your last of that yourself. Let's go to the next bit of news that kind of broke, as you might have seen today. Another injured man, Tomiyasu. Yeah. So what they've said.
Tommy who?
Takehiro Tomiyasu. Do you know who that is? He plays for us. Well, he did. Well, he has played for us. He has played for us on a few occasions. He is he's been limited to just 6 minutes of action this season. 6 minutes he's played this season. And the news around Tomiyasu today this also came from Sammy Mokbel, actually, funny enough. It kind of broke today from saying Arsenal explore options of knee operation for defender Takehiro Tomiyasu with a view to curing his long-standing injury. So not that he's already been injured for the majority of the season. Yeah. Now they decided we're going to prolong that because we're going to have to try and fix why he's been injured for so long. So we're going to go and do a further knee surgery to try and to stop these long injuries that he's having reoccurring. Tomiyasu, Curtis, I mean, it's tough because you can't even really sell him. Like, he has to come back and be fit before you sell him on anyway. I loved Tomiyasu when he was here at Arsenal when he was fit and firing. But now it feels like, you said the most forgotten man that there is. Yeah.
It's a shame because when we signed him, man, he looked like a good option, but you've got to try and get rid of him. But like you said, he's been injured for that long. And he signed a new deal on 100 grand a week. So who's going to want to pay Tomiyasu 100 grand a week with that injury record? So you might be in a situation where, is it a loan with an option, or do you have to just keep him and try and get him back as a squad player? But these signings, I feel like over the years, we've kept players like that for too long, thinking that we can rebuild them. Where I think we've just got to get to a point now where you're like, the guy's he's of no use to us on that much money. I mean, I don't know how long he's got left on his contract, but he's offering us nothing. And like you said, 6 minutes, bro. He's had so many different injuries, done both calves. Now it's his knee. He's only in his mid-20s. Feels like the Premier League, you just can't handle it too much for him.
This is it. Like you said, who at the beginning. And when we signed him, people were saying who. But then he actually came. We started well. We started really well. Yeah, he was a player that I was like, oh, I love his aggression. He's up for the battle. You can trust him in 1v1s. I like Tomiyasu, but then again, like we said, 6 minutes played this season, been injured a lot of the season, and what's worrying on top of that as well is how does he come back from these injuries? Like, how does he return? Does he return the same player that we saw of old? Will he be as aggressive? Listen, some would say I have a bit of hope because I've seen Timber come from a knee injury and go up levels when it comes to just aggression and power and whatnot. But Tomiyasu's had, like you said, such a variety of injuries. I've actually forgotten. You forget as well what Tomiyasu was left with. You forget the ability he has, especially because we've signed so many players in that position as well that offer so much. But I actually feel like you made a really good point when you said, Arsenal maybe need to start thinking about just trying to get these players moved on instead of trying to fix them and integrate them back into the side. It might be time to move them on for real.
Bro, if you look at our team at the moment, it's only really the two centre backs and the goalkeeper that never seem to get injured. I know Saliba had a short week or two out, but like those three always seem to play. If you look, like Ben White's been injured, Timber, Partey, Rice broke his toe, Odegaard did his ankle, Saka's done his hamstring, Martinelli's done his hamstring, Havertz has done his hamstring. Our whole front three have pulled their hamstring. Now, to me, what I'm taking out of that is they're doing too much running in the game, because a lot of people criticize our wingers in particular.
Yep.
But the amount of defensive work they go through is ridiculous. Sometimes I think too much. It can't be a coincidence that our whole front three have done their hamstring this season. I think they do too much running. You don't see Salah and players like that doing as much defensive work as that. So to me, they play too much. There's so many times where Saka should have come off,
100%.
or he shouldn't have played a Carabao Cup game against Bolton and Preston, and you're playing him in the cold, and whole front three with hamstring injuries, bro.
That's mad. And you just run through all the players that kind of have had injuries, and that's actually just like put a light bulb in my head for real. Like, you're so right. There's so many of our team. Even Mikel Moreno, granted it was his shoulder when he came in. But even still, like, players just get injured left, right, and center, and every team's getting injuries. But the hamstrings on the front line is telling, and because it's not from overshooting. Let me tell you that it's not from striking the ball too hard or doing them snapshots and having a hamstring tear, which top strikers tend to have. It's not from. And some could say mightily when it comes to speed, but we're not got even electric lightning players where, like the Theo Walcotts, they get hamstring injuries because when they're young and they kind of, they're going to not have a long career because of their speed. But a lot of players we have in that front line it's not the speed that's their main asset. It's probably what you just said there. They're defending so much, running back and covering that they're just getting overworked. And maybe the games as well. There's so many games, but to counteract that, you have to sign more players to facilitate those matches where they're not as important. But it's disappointing for me. I can't lie. You couldn't write Havertz getting a hamstring injury. You could not write that.
No,
and then
in Dubai,
literally in Dubai, that's the maddest thing. In the warm weather, where I see them doing open training, signing shirts. I see man by the pool, and we're picking up injuries. You could not write this Arsenal story going into this game against Leicester. And obviously, if you join us late, you just heard that we just spoke about Tomiyasu as well, who seems to be a forgotten man, but they've said that he's going to look to do a knee. They're exploring options of doing a knee surgery to stop his reoccurring injuries, to try and limit them. But let me run through some of these super chats real quick. We've got AMSN says Jesus was also rushed back from his MCL he picked up during the World Cup, and now look, man, is always injured. No need to rush Saka and ruin him. It's an interesting point. He came back, I remember, against Fulham. I remember being there watching him at the Fulham away game, and he seemed like things were back, but his fitness obviously wasn't good because obviously you come back from injury, you're not matched up. But yeah, some I don't know if he was rushed back. He may have been. I mean, he keeps getting reoccurring injuries, but that might just be because a knee injury is a serious one, and it can lead to further injuries. Timber wasn't rushed back, to be fair, and he's been consistent. So there could be an argument there, but we can't rush Saka back again.
No,
Curtis made such a good point. He's like the face of Arsenal. Not to say that we have one player who's a star, but we as Arsenal fans know Saka is that guy. He's the star boy. So to ruin that asset, especially if you're looking at business terms, that would be stupid. If you're looking at it as just he's a star boy and he gets us out of a lot of trouble in matches, it'd be stupid to rush him back as well. But again, it all goes on to how the season plays out. If we go into the latter stages of the Champions League, he's going to want to come back. We're going to need him back. And that's how it is too. KV says, between Curtis and you, who got the best techers? I mean, I'm a bit younger than Curtis, innit? But he's played to listen, we played in the same team at AFTV, VFC, and Curtis is a baller. I'm not gonna deny that at all. I'm not gonna deny that. Tekker's goals, he might be more of a goal scorer than me, if I'm honest, because I became a striker that I didn't have. I like to get involved and build up players, work on my footwork, do a bit of trickery. I
think you're very quick. You're quick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You got a lot of pace.
Yeah.
And
I'm an annoyance. I'm an annoying player. I'm a Nunes sort. That's not a good example, but I'm a frustrated.
You've just compared yourself to Havertz and Darwin Nunes. Boy.
No, it is. I did a talent transfer. I'm gonna go on story time quick. So I did a talent transfer recently, and I went to, so long story short, people, I mentor footballers at clubs, and they asked me same question: what sort of striker are you? And I was like, I want to say Thierry Henry, but I'm not him. Then I said, you know what? They're like, compared to someone right now, and I said Isak. But if I'm being real, like that is the profile player maybe I want to be. But also there's elements of my game, trickery, feet, quick. I have that. He's a better finisher than me. I'll be honest, I wasn't the most clinical striker, but score with both feet and whatnot. But yeah, I shouldn't have went with Havertz and Nunes. Let's just people just erase that. Isak is the kind of striker that, I compare myself to.
You go with that one.
Yeah. Colton Conroy says, nothing short of what we deserve. Wait till summer to wait till January. Rumour FC, Cash Cow Club, Kroenke out. Obviously, a lot of people will be pointing to the owners. And if I'm honest, this live wasn't even supposed to be going this way. But with this breaking news of Havertz being injured and us being left so short, it just highlights everything that's kind of wrong with Arsenal. Listen, I'm actually going to give credit. I want to give credit to Arteta for getting where we're at, though. If we take yourself out of everything, like where we are in the league, Champions League and whatnot, you'd think, do you know what? With all those injuries, you've done well. But now it just feels like, well, is it irrelevant because it's going to end in the same way? We're just going to crash out of everything, really. I mean, I shouldn't even really give him credit because we crashed out of FA Cup and the League Cup. But if you look at it, if you take yourself out of being an Arsenal fan, you say, okay, you're doing all right in these league tables, but we just know how the story ends. That's why I think it's so frustrating for fans when it could have been different. It could have been different. Yeah. That's what's the most frustrating thing. Like, they could have rolled the dice, and it could have been a completely different story. You could have got the business done early in January, got someone that, you know, could step up in the front line. We could have even got 2 players in the front line, where it's a winger and an attacker, and then we could have been in a different position. But here we are with Sterling, Ethan Nwaneri, and Trossard up front come Saturday, if the news is true. MH Plays says the owners have not changed how they not backed Arteta this window, and 3 or 4 players leaving for free. But before, Kroenke said this will not happen again. He said it will not happen again. Well, yeah, is it playing back out? I mean, Curtis, let me ask you this: in the summer, yeah, how many positions do we need? You don't have to tell me what players. Just tell me how many positions do we need to sign? Because I've seen them doing about a goalkeeper and that. Give me your take on how many positions.
Well, I think we're going to need a keeper because Neto is not going to get signed, so we need a keeper.
What that save
outside the penalty area? Yeah, man's playing rush goalie on Hackney Marshes, bro. You know what I mean? We're going to need a keeper. I think we need at least one defender because Kivior's not. Well, you've got Calafiori, Lewis Skelly left back. Calafiori could play centre back. Timber, Ben White. Maybe you don't need a defender, but maybe one versatile defender. I think we need 2 midfielders. Because
one versatile defender. Sorry, centre back or it won't. It's not full back. It's talking about centre back, yeah, or not? Or was it a full back?
Yeah, My worry's always been, what if Gabriel or Saliba come out? But then I suppose if Ben White's fit, he can play centre back. It depends who's available. We're not desperate for a defender, but if you let Kivior, Zinchenko, Tierney go, it's going to be a lot of space there. I think we need 2 centre mids because I think Jorginho and Partey will go, in my opinion.
Wow.
That only leaves you with Rice and Marino. You got to have 4 centre mids.
Obviously, they're rumoured about Zubimendi. So
Zubimendi maybe, yeah.
So he'll come in. So let's hope he comes in. And then one. So you're saying another midfielder? Yeah,
I think we need a creator. We need somebody that we don't score enough goals from midfield. We need someone with flair who can open up a defense, shoot from distance. I love players like Barella and that, but they'll be expensive. And then to me, we need 2, maybe even 3 in that front line, bro. I mean, we definitely need a
whole new front line, you know.
A whole new attack,
bro. That is, we spent over 100 million on just, like you said. I think you said Jesus and Havertz. That's over 100 million, yeah. And then now we need a whole new front line.
Do you know what I was thinking? Then I'm like, we need a left winger, we need a striker. Saka might not be fit. We need a right winger. We need a whole new attack.
We need a whole new team, brother. You've just named a goalkeeper, maybe a cover defender, 2 new midfielders, yeah, and then you've said 3. That's 9 players.
We need to knock down the house, rebuild it.
I can't count. That's 8 players. Look at me. I'm gonna get counted. 8 players. So, bro, you just named, and I know they talk about war chest. We're not getting 8 new players, guys. No, we are. Wow, this ain't good,
bro. All right. Let's say we don't buy the right winger, yeah. Because maybe you could go Saka and Nwaneri as your 2 right wingers, so you could take 1 out. So we're at 7. You might get away with not buying the defender, possibly, and just go Calafiori, Lewis Skelly, Gabriel.
He's gonna have to. We've got enough cover there. I mean,
we might have enough in defence.
Timber, Tim McLaren.
Two centre mids, a keeper, left winger, right winger. That's 5. I think 5 is doable. And the goalkeeper doesn't need to be expensive. He's a second choice keeper.
Wait, run that for me. So you said a goalkeeper,
second choice keeper. I think 2 midfielders.
Who you still want 2 midfielders?
Yeah, because if them 2 go, bro, let's say Zubimendi, you can't go Zubimendi, Rice, Marino. That's not enough. You need one more. You need a left winger. You probably got to get rid of one of them 2, Trossard, Martinelli, and striker's number 1 priority, bro.
Okay, so we've left. So you've gone left winger, striker. You've left the right winger then there, so you don't need.
I think we can get away with Saka, Waneri if we're trying to cut costs. I would get a right winger, but we're not going to address everything. We never seen
2 midfielders and a goalkeeper. So that's 5 players. I mean, that's achievable. That is achievable. It depends what sort of striker the Arsenal go for.
That's it.
Because because the money spent on strikers is always it's notorious. It's always cost more for strikers, especially good ones. It's a market that is so lucrative. So it'd be interesting. But okay, that was one of my questions for I wanted to bring up as well. Yeah, give us the team. We started with 8. we got down to 5 in the end. That was crazy. But let me go back to the super chats. Big up MH for that super chat earlier. That kind of led me to that question. London Nomad says, I hate Lewis. I was talking about Tim Lewis there, Richard Garlick and Jason Ato. Absolute limp yes men to Kroenkes to save money. We're back to top 4 settings. Might not even get top 4. Now listen, I want to put some light and realism on this. Come on, people, let's not get too carried away. Arsenal aren't. I mean, Havertz news, but listen, I can't even, listen to me saying Havertz isn't even the guy, and I'm like, he's gone, it's done. But no, put some realism on this. Arsenal shouldn't be dropping out of the top 4, regardless of injuries or whatnot, whatever it is. Arsenal have done so much this season to say, look, come on, we can compete, especially against whether it's the big teams, and lesser teams obviously can cause us problems. But I'm not saying when we're going to drop out the top 4. Things might seem bad right now. I mean, this could completely change after Leicester. If we lose to Leicester, then I don't know where I'm at. I'll be honest. I don't know where I'm at. But right now, we've got to, I think we can stay kind of positive in the sense that nothing's fully confirmed. Havertz, they're saying there's rumors that he's injured. They're going to do a scan on him, and we'll see how serious it is once they're back from Dubai, which should be either tonight or tomorrow morning. Right, let me go to Canadian Gooner 1995, the year I was born. Big up Canadian Gooner. Rodgers at Villa is world class. That's a big statement to say so early on, but he's a good player. I'm not going to take away from how good he is. Real Madrid level midfielder. Blimey, they are putting
He's giving him a lot of props, man.
Yeah,
you got to wonder though. Some of these players. You think, like Mikel was at Man City when Rodgers was there, bro. Yeah. Cole Palmer, Douglas Luiz, Rodgers. How come he never went to City? He cost 14 million, bro, from Middlesbrough.
I know.
The guy's outstanding. He ripped us up when we played him at Villa Park.
Yeah,
I don't think he's world class yet. It's too early for that.
It's too early to say he's world class. It's interesting because I see a lot of that. Arteta, when he was at City, did you not look at the academy and look at the players that are coming through and had an idea of who the next big star was going to be? I hear that, but also I think, when you're in your job there, you're kind of focusing on first team and whatnot. The academy staff, they'll be focused on that as well. But it is a shame that he ends up at Villa because he is a quality. He's a destroyer as well as a technically very good player. That's the mixture. In that position, you want someone who can break up play and get involved in tackles, also drive the ball forward and then be technically good. I think at times we have bits of that in each of that midfield, but not a complete midfielder like that. But I say this, but Declan Rice is close to that. But it's just he has to do so much work in other areas that he doesn't get to see those qualities that Morgan Rodgers has. I think Declan Rice actually might be capable of some of them things that he does. Colton Connery says, this is okay. This is in what you said here with the players we need. Goalkeeper, left centre backs. He's looking at the Gabriel position. 2 centre mids, right? A striker, right winger, new left winger.
I told you, bro. We need a lot. We got to knock the house down and rebuild it, man.
This is why the Kroenkes are annoying. That's why I can't lie. It annoys me because you didn't buy in the January window, but then now we expect loads in the summer. What do you expect us to say? If you said you're not going to buy no one in January, then I'm sorry. In the summer, brother, there's more things that arise. There's a lot more problems and issues that you have to fill. So you just go around, and I think this is where we all get frustrated. We go around in a cycle of like, okay, we haven't got enough in this window now. Next window, don't do anything or don't do enough. It's just the same cycle. Like, when are you gonna get the players needed in each position? To get you over the line. And granted, in the summer, the reason why, again, I was with Robbie, I can't lie, I thought the summer window weren't too bad at the time, because I didn't think we needed that much to get us over the line. It was only 2 points we lost out to the season to City. I didn't think we needed that much, bar a striker. We didn't get one in the end, but I just thought, with the defenders, midfielder, Sterling with his video, you ain't seen the best of me yet. I was thinking, boy.
That announcement video, that was the best thing he's done at Arsenal, that video. You know what I mean?
We ain't seen the best of him yet. We're still waiting. Jesus.
Bro, we're going to see in the next couple of months, because he might be starting every single game for us. So we're going to need to see something from him.
He's going to have to. KV says, let's go to Newcastle with big money and get Isak and Tonali. Do you know what? We got more super chats, but I'm going to pause it on this, because this is kind of, I don't know if you listen. I don't want to always reference to the overlap, but I know Turkish gets annoyed when he says we don't have to listen to what they say. But I don't know if you heard Paul Scholes say about Isak would want to go to, I don't know, he basically referenced a bigger club, he said, instead of Arsenal, which I found was very, very cheeky, very cheeky. And I saw online as well that Jamie Carragher doesn't talk with the same energy and vim when he sat next to Thierry Henry about Arsenal. But when he's away from him, he does this whole, let me target Arsenal and get the clicks, basically. But Paul Scholes saying about Isak not wanting to come here, really, it sparked me. That's why the Kendrick Lamar's on the thumbnail. That's why, because I feel like there's a few other things as well which we're going to get into, but it annoyed me to say he's not going to go to a big, he's going to want to go to like a bigger club, basically, or Champions League football. Even though we'll be in Champions League football. If I remember correctly, Declan Rice was getting touted by Bayern Munich and Man City. We got him over through the door there. So let's be real in that sense. And also, Isak, when they were debating, I was like, he's an Arsenal fan. He wears a 14 top. He spoke about Thierry Henry. It's not even a hard sale to bring him over here. Let's not act like Arsenal aren't up there with the big clubs as well. I think it's just very disrespectful from Paul Scholes, and for a man to talk about that right now when his club is in the freaking depths, the pits down in page 2 of the Premier League. It annoyed me, as you can probably tell. But just your thoughts on I don't know if you saw the comments that he said about not coming to Arsenal, or he probably won't be coming to Arsenal.
I saw it, man. And then even Carragher today. Do you see the clips about him saying, Wannery and Lewis Skelly?
We're going to talk about that as well.
And he didn't even know. But anyway, the Scholes thing.
Yeah, let's do that.
Isak would come to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Let's be real. He would, man. I don't think he's desperate to leave in general, because you can see Newcastle are doing well. But I think, and if you look around Europe, bro, Real Madrid have got Mbappe, Bayern Munich have got Kane. Barcelona, who he's been linked with, I mean, they're moving into a new stadium. Can they drop 100 million on him? They couldn't even register Dani Olmo for the first few months. So if you look around Europe, there aren't that many clear options for Isak anyway. You would probably think in England, maybe Liverpool if they were to sell strikers, but they've never dropped 100 million on a player. So I think there's a clear pathway for Isak to come to Arsenal if Newcastle miss out on the Champions League. The only thing you would say is he may look at the way Arteta uses a striker and think, well, I hope he plays slightly different if I go there. You know, we were saying like Havertz does a lot of work.
Yeah.
I hope if Isak ever did sign for Arsenal that we would use him correctly rather than making him run all over the place and do all of that work. But I think we could get him, but it's more the ownership that I think would stop us getting him, because the price that they would want for him, would the owners pay that kind of money? And let's be honest, man, if Isak was in the Arsenal team last season, I reckon we win the title. You know, I reckon we win the league. So
100%. You're spot on there. I mean, a clinical striker change again. It's 2 points, isn't it? It's 2 points, and Arsenal were. I'll be honest. They came back from Dubai. It's so funny. They came back from Dubai, went on a mad run. I mean, I hope they do that again. But now we've come back with an injury. I don't know what happens here. Curtis, if they came back from Dubai last year and things went south and got worse instead of the run we went on when we was beating everyone, do you think they would have went back to Dubai again? Do you think Arteta? I feel like Arteta is very not superstitious, but he's very much like, okay, this works, so we're gonna go this again. That's why again America, I know a lot of it's money and financial, but they always talk about, it's been a success. We go to America pre-season, we're sticking to that same formula. We're getting, we had a really good season off the back of it. Do you feel like the Dubai is now becoming something that they're going to seek to do every season if it ends up in good results? Right now, I don't see it being too positive, too amazing as what it was last year because of what's happened with Kai Havertz. Do you think if it went south last season, do you think they'll be going again this season?
I think now that Dubai trips, I think a lot of it's tied into money, and you got to look. We're sponsored by Fly Emirates, Sober Realty, who sponsor the training ground. They are, they do a lot of work in Dubai as well. So I think it's tied into a lot of different things. I see they dropped new merch today as well. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They said, coming back from Dubai, drop a little bit of merch. We should beat Leicester on the weekend. I said, boy. I've seen the comments on that merch, though. Like, people are, they're not happy. Even a lot of fans that were very, this is all great, trust the process, are like, is this actually working out now? Because, like you said, you've just spoken about recruitment. We might need 6 or 7 players in the summer. We haven't got a striker. We've got no available attacking players on the bench. Something's not right at the moment, big time. And it all has to point back to the top, and then it filters its way down. Why when Edu left, did you not hire a replacement? Man City's sporting director's leaving in the summer. They've already hired the replacement before he's even walked out the door. Our sporting director's gone, and you haven't replaced him because
they still haven't. Yeah, they haven't. I don't know how they haven't got someone appointed yet, or at least like, I think they're trialing people, but it's just in they're trialing people in the key time where you need someone to kind of get hold of what's going on, because it's, I don't know. It can
and do you know what? Lonesome makes a great point. We need to stop going Dubai, bro, because Dubai means we're probably out the FA Cup. I know last year there was a winter break, so it was a little bit different, but this year, like, the fans are angry that they're in Dubai. So they're like, bro, you lost to Man United with 10 men. You shouldn't even be in Dubai. You should have been playing Leicester in the FA Cup, who Man United played the other day. So if there's a winter break, no problem. Go Dubai, warm weather training, take the break. But if it's the same schedule as this year, you need to stop going Dubai, because that means we're out of cup competitions early, which is frustrating.
It is frustrating. I'm going to go to a tweet actually that popped up. I don't know if people enjoy this. I mean, it's a lot about, we talk about rattling fans, and we talk about as well. But let me quickly see if I can get this. So Neil Mo, obviously, what's the difference between that and MLS doing the Haaland celebration and Morpay doing the darts against Madison? It just takes the P. Maybe someone got, he put surprise ball scholars can fit my name in his mouth alongside the toes. There's a famous well, but like very, like, I mean, I don't know what though. Yeah, I
don't mind that.
It's great. That's what I'm saying. I like this stuff.
I don't mind that.
Right now, it's too sensitive. Like, I'm going to pop some things up, like, just quickly, because we're coming towards there. We've got 10 minutes left before the show closes. I want to make sure we watch Champions League game. So much stick for this one image. Young boy doing a Haaland celebration after how disrespected we were. Now the Premier League are cautioning players for doing, riling up fans by doing celebrations. This moment, the Odegaard taking snaps, like, this was only a small little thing, but it got blown up out of proportion so much. They just weighed in on us, the media and the press, for this. Saka doing the Madison, the darts thing back. Obviously, that kind of backfired because we didn't end up not winning that game. We drew, but and Madison saying he went too early. But I don't mind that. Brother, I live for this stuff. When I was playing, I like all that. That's what football should be. The rivalries are built, and I just feel like they're pulling it away so much. Morpay has killed him, by the way, with that tweet. Absolutely killed him. But like, this is when I say, like, I just feel like, even like I said about the top of this show, and I said the thumbnail and why does everyone hate us, and people will just look at the fan base. But I'm just saying, like, in general, I remember Turkish always used to say, like, people do it for clicks when it comes to Arsenal. They do it for clicks, But I'm like, I never believed that. And then now I think, like, people criticize us so much for just absolutely everything. I don't know why. It's killing the game if they're trying to get rid of players celebrating. Like Vardy this weekend, he even him pointing at the Premier League badge. That's more aggravating to fans. That's more housery than doing the Haaland sit down celebration. I'm sorry, that is more not even disrespectful, because it's the truth. Like, he's won a Premier League sooner than Tottenham, but like, that should be cautioned more than a player just doing a sit down celebration. It's crazy the way football's going when it comes to just like picking little things out of the game that are wrong and becoming an issue. I just don't understand it. It infuriates me.
And Vardy was doing that to their fans, so he's riling up the away fans and everything, which is mad. All sorts can kick off. For me, football now, man, like, it's gone soft. Let's be honest, man. Like, we all love the Keane and Vieira. That man was near enough headbutting each other, and when Van Nistelrooy missed the penalty and Keown's doing all that, I know the game is a little bit different now, but they're now getting wound up when, he's doing a celebration. Like, was Haaland that hurt by Lewis Skelly doing that celebration? I don't think he was that bothered, really, bro. He's like, okay, young guys scored and done my celebration. I don't think he cared that much. But when we do it, it always seems to get blown into out of proportion. And I think they know they can get a reaction out of our fan base. We're very loud on social media. And I think they know, for good and bad reasons, but I think they know if they say something, Arsenal fans are going to bite. I've said for a long time, we're not the media lovey-dovey club. We haven't been for a long time. If you look throughout the media ex-players, there's hardly any Arsenal players. You get Thierry, Keown, maybe Merson. Merson ain't even an Arsenal fan. And I think it goes back to the Wenger days, to be honest, of like, they were calling out Wenger saying, he's damaging the England squad because we were putting out 11 foreign players. First manager, he played 10 black players at the same time. These things, people don't like these things. This is the English game, bro. Let's be honest. Ferguson was the top dog and Wenger disrupted everything. And then I think since then it's just carried on.
But they're killing it even more by just scrutinizing stupid things. Like, bro, they had to go us for over celebrating at times, like in just like normal games, like just celebrating.
Yeah.
I just think, like, I look at all these things and it infuriates me. It's just ridiculous. And like you said, I think the celebration stuff, like all of that, that's part. It builds a rivalry. We like that as a fans. Like, you want to see that. And it's not just Arsenal. I was annoyed when Ndiaye at Everton, they had to go in for doing, I think I don't know if it was a Brighton Seagull celebration. He did something really little. Yeah, I think it was a Brighton Seagull celebration, and like they had to go in for that. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what? He got booked for that. I'm like, what are you lot doing? What are you lot doing? Football's non-contact at the moment anyway. You're making it softer and softer, and now you're getting rid of players celebrating in times where you're in jubilation. But listen, again, we spent a lot on that. We've got a couple of minutes before we wrap up for the hour, but let me just read some of these super chats, and I want to just get your score predictions and thoughts for Leicester this weekend, considering we're very like now. You have to laugh. London Nomad says, this is obviously the conversation we had earlier. We need a centre forward, correct? That's one. Left winger, free midfield. Wait, hold on. Where he's explaining as well. Free because Thomas Partey and Jorginho are leaving, and Nwaneri at right wing. That leaves 3 positions to be signed. Okay, so he's saying Odegaard can obviously stay, but you might need cover in that position if Nwaneri's going to go on the right wing. And then, has he said a goalkeeper and a left back? Oh, left back slash.
So 7.
So 7. We started at 8, we got down to 7, and then we ended up getting to 5. London Nomad. 3 midfielders is crazy, by the way. I mean, you might actually be right in some of your in your thinking and some of your breaking down that, obviously what I just mentioned before, but we're never going to get 3 midfielders. I mean, Zubimendi will be lucky to get another one in there. I hope we do, but of quality, it's going to be expensive. And then because we might even just get 3. We might get 2 midfielders. We're going to need a backup goalkeeper though. 2 midfielders and a striker, I reckon they'll probably do. And then they might just get a lone goalkeeper or a really cheap goalkeeper. Yeah. For the news at the beginning, John says get Raya up front. I mean, we have one attacker in Trossard or Martinelli. No, not Martinelli. So Trossard, Nwaneri or Sterling. And then lastly, Kaiser Fran says, but why not? The race begins at 1:30. Please, Cecil. 1:30 tomorrow, guys. I'll be doing previews for Leicester versus Arsenal. So I'll be at the studio. Unfortunately, I can't stream. I'll be at the office doing content. Curtis. It's funny. Everyone calls me Curtis when I'm out. I'm just like, how can people not see that I'm not Curtis? I'm Cecil. Is it a colour thing? Is it an underbelly colour thing? But anyway, let's go with it. It's a colour thing. It's one of the top memes of this year. Is it a colour thing? Is it an underbelly colour thing? Curtis, let's talk Leicester quickly to round off the show. Just your score prediction of that game and how you think it's gonna go.
Well, How are we going to score? Sterling, Trossard? I mean, we're lucky we're playing Leicester, let's be honest. I mean, that could be famous last words, by the way, if we're losing, but it could have been a lot worse, let's put it that way. I think we'll still have too much for them. I actually think Trossard in the false nine is not terrible, you know. He can play there. We're just going to have to change up because we rely on that Havertz height a little bit, and obviously that's not there with those three. What will be interesting is if, like,
Mikel Merino in the midfield, he'd be in the midfield, obviously, maybe with Declan Rice, and they just throw them forward for like goal kicks. Do you think that's kind of just for that sort of start when it comes to winning the aerial duels and then get the ball down as quick as possible? That's all I'm thinking.
Man's got us playing like Stoke, just ping it up to Merino for the flicker. He's gonna have to do something different because, boy, putting high crosses in is not going to work. So I still think we'll beat them. I think we'll have too much. I'd still go for a 2-0. Our defence is still solid. And we've still got our defensive midfielders. I still think we can keep them out. But Vardy's record against us is crazy. And listen, I'll be honest, just quickly, because I know Man City, Madrid starting. But when Vardy scores and does these celebrations, like when he did the eagle against Palace and all that, I love all of that. And don't get me wrong, it's frustrating when it happens. Bro, when Anthony Gordon hit the Henry, and that hurts, bro. That's Thierry. But we had to fall back and just go,
we took it.
Fizz, bro. Fizz. You scored a banger. You're in front of your fans. Do your thing. And when Skelly does it, it's uproar. He's 18. Shut up, man. We just do what we're doing, man. Don't worry about them.
No, you're spot on there. You're spot on there. Score prediction.
I'll go 2-0, bro. I still think we'll have. I still think we'll have too much for them. I just think our defense and our midfield will still be solid, but I'm concerned because it's Sterling, Nwaneri, and then who do you even bring on for one of them? So if we don't score early, you put in Tierney left wing, or you put in a midfielder in the front three. It's a bit crazy, you know. I can't lie. I'm being a bit overconfident saying 2-0. You know, and Leicester should have drew with Man United. It was a Maguire offside goal. So I'm saying it more in hope and optimism, but I'll go for 2-0. I think we'll have too much for them.
Okay, you did mention about Vardy always scores, but in your prediction, you said 2-0. It's fair to say. And I mean, was that 2-0 prediction there before the news and after the news, or has it changed since the news, or is it still the same? Just quickly.
No, I'm still the same. Listen, is Havertz playing well up front? He's not. So Trossard, I think, can go up front, and he's still a good finisher. We're just gonna have to play a lot different with very small front three, and Sterling as well, man. Is he sharp or not? What happened to him in Dubai? I don't know.
I don't know what he was doing in there. Hopefully, he found some his best form, hopefully. Like that video says, you ain't seen the best of me yet. Let's hope we see it when he returns back from Dubai. Let's hope that is the case. Let me close off by reading the news that broke whilst we was live. Arsenal striker Kai Havertz suffers worrying muscular injury scare on the club's winter training camp in Dubai. Sources indicating the issue is hamstring related, but full diagnosis unconfirmed. Players and staff return from UAE today. And the story, right, people? That is it for the CC Live. Me and Curtis, we're back again next Tuesday. And like I said before, tomorrow we've got Matt Lucas on, so make sure you join us on the live show. We're going to go and watch the Champions League game. Thank you for everyone that stayed and joined the conversation. We started with, why does everyone hate on Arsenal? We actually ended with that. But the reason why I've said that, I heard that Kendrick Lamar was wearing a chain with an A for Arsenal. Take care, people. See you later.
We are here with an absolute Arsenal legend, Manuel Eboué.
When I saw Arsene Wenger in the office, I was shaking because I said, "Wow, Pires was playing on my side, Ruben Pires, so it was fast." I said, "Okay, you." Today, I said to Lauren, I said, "You, I will take your place." He said to me, "Are you sure?" I said, "Look, me, I was scared of Nes Lemon." This guy
really scary.
This guy was very scared of him because he's a very serious guy,
Was that the game that day when you had that bad performance?
Yes, already. Me personally, I knew that today is not my day. He made the
took you off at half, which is something he didn't do that a lot.
I look at him when I turn around. I saw the fans. Nobody, even my teammates, came to support me was only Adebayo.